need to get out of here. It doesn't work like that. It takes days. I want to talk to the manager. Okay, 1 second. Hi, how can I help you? What the f*** is your problem?
Beware the angry Karens. Hello everybody, my name is Eddie. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're coming over from my TikTok, welcome on in. I am your local trans man with a Scottish accent, and today I'm here to warn you about Karens. And I know what you're going to say, Eddie, why are you talking about Karens with that butch lesbian haircut? Look, butch lesbians are fucking fantastic. I'm not a butch lesbian, I'm just a pre-T trans man. Although I don't know why lesbian is used as an insult. Lesbians are awesome, and lesbian will never be, has never been, and is never an insult to me. So brave. I know, I'm so brave. One thing you can always guarantee with an angry Karen, however, is that they will always go straight to the manager. And go straight to the manager they did. They went to the Supreme Court of the United Kingdom and boo-hooed about trans people enough that they got a whole bunch of laws turned over, and now a whole bunch of trans people are rightfully terrified because their rights and protections are being taken away by a whole bunch of angry Karens. I say a whole bunch though. Have you noticed how many there are? Not that many, I'm afraid. This is all press. This is all press. A whole bunch of this is press. There's some protesters going on around here as well, but there's like maybe 20, maybe 30 of them.
Now let's just compare and contrast for a moment the people outside the Supreme Court celebrating the ruling. There was, what, maybe 20, 25 of them? Where are these massive crowds celebrating their victory? These people have got the courts, they've got the media, they've got the politicians, but where is this massive swell of public support? Where are the men and women out in the streets showing their thrill? Are they all having difficulties getting unplugged from the wall? What's going on?
Celebrating a successful day at the manager's office while not realising that they've shot themselves and all other women in the foot by affecting trans people's rights. They've also affected women's rights. But it's left an awful lot of trans people really scared. And I've had a bunch of DMs, I've had a load of trans people in my comment section asking, Eddie, is it going to be okay? And where I can't answer how okay it's going to be, but what I can do is do what the media isn't doing and showing you the support, because all we're getting on newspapers and stuff is images like this of like 20 angry Karens who had a successful day at the manager's office. No one is showing the absolute overwhelming, overpowering support for the trans community. Within like hours of this court ruling coming out, thousands and thousands and thousands of trans people, non-trans people, allies, lesbians, everyone gathered in the streets of multiple cities across the UK and started protesting very loudly in support of the trans community. We had cities like London, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Nottingham, Bristol, Cardiff even, I think. There's more upcoming as well. It's not over yet. There are people who have your back and will not let you go through this alone. However, I don't feel like enough trans people are seeing this overwhelming support. So I thought I would compile as much of it as I could in a little video to hopefully bring you a little bit of comfort, as much comfort as I can give you with these things going on in these trying times. But if you know a trans person, if you are a trans person, if you have a trans relative or a trans friend who needs this, who needs to see the overwhelming support that's going out towards the trans community right now, to see the people fighting your corner, to see the people who have your back, then please send them this video, because I hope that it helps just remind everybody that while their Karen voices may be louder, there's like 30 of them and a billionaire, whereas we have thousands and thousands of supporters that are walking the streets, that are filling city greens, that are screaming at the top of their lungs, trans rights are human rights. And so, if you would let me, I would like to show you a little bit here and there of what's been going on. If you look in the description box down below, there will be a link to a petition you can sign. I think we've actually got all the signatures that we need, but if you want to sign it anyway, please sign it. There's also a link to the donations that you're going to see. There's one of the donations that is going to be featured later on that I will also link in the description box down below. If you want to show your support for the trans community in any way, then click those links or send this video to a trans person, non-binary person, someone who needs it, someone who needs to see and be reminded of the overwhelming support for the trans community right now.
Trans rights are human rights. Trans rights are human rights. Woo! Hello everybody, hello. Can we just take a second for a moment? Can we all just have a look around? There are so many people here, and the organisers of this event and everybody here, our whole community, have pulled this together in a matter of hours. Why? Because we are a resilient people. Let's hear that, woo! We are a resilient people. We are a body of people who have stood the test of time. We have been here for millennia. And behind us is the United Kingdom Supreme Court. Everybody, the fact that we are here shows them one thing. We are not going anywhere.
Trans rights are human rights. Trans rights are human rights.
If you are a cisgender person who is an ally of a trans person, I think now's the time to just sort of speak up and make your voice heard and let, you know, your trans, non-binary friends and just the community at large know that you're there for them, and we'll keep fighting for them.
Up. So you might have seen that across the country, tens of thousands of people came out in solidarity with the trans community following the Supreme Court's ruling, and it was beautiful. In London, thousands of people from all walks of life convened in Parliament Square to make it clear that the Supreme Court's ruling was not in their name at all. In Manchester, we saw similar scenes, hundreds of people convening in St Peter's Square, showing solidarity with a marginalised community, making it very clear they're not going anywhere. In Bristol, the same occurred on College Green, people coming together to show solidarity with the trans community. In Brighton as well, of course, they were going to make their voices heard on this ruling. But if you want to see something funny, apparently there was one counter-demonstrator at the Brighton demo. I mean, I'm not saying that these people are stupid, but how silly do you have to be to protest something like this in Brighton? Like Brighton of all places, a place that doesn't even tolerate gluten. Now more than ever, the trans community and women as a whole need our support and solidarity, and it's paramount we show it where possible.
Karen has never beat us yet. We're not going down without a fight. Thank you as always for watching my videos. If you liked this video, do remember to like, comment, subscribe for more. Send this to someone who needs to see the overwhelming support. And if you have any more footage from demonstrations or protests or stuff and you follow me on TikTok, tag me in them. I will continue to share them. I will get them out as far as I can with what limited reach I have. The message is more important, and if the media aren't going to cover it, I sure as hell will. Thank you for supporting the trans community. Thank you for supporting me, a trans person, and helping me get this message out to people who need to hear it. Thank you just for being here. Thank you for being an ally. Thank you for everything. Thank you for not listening to Karens when they yell really loudly about nothingness. I really appreciate you guys. The trans community needs you as a whole right now. The trans community needs your voices. They need your support. They need your comfort. They need you there. So thank you for showing up, as thousands and thousands and thousands of you did. I think we had over 20,000 people show up for the protest in London alone. So that's just one city. That's not including all the other cities that stood up and protested in favour of trans rights. And even though there is one thing, there's one corner I want to fight right now, because the Karens, the TERFs, are under the name Women for Scotland. And that pisses me off. Because if you look at the names on the petition, there's a whole chunk, the majority of names all come from Scotland. They do not speak for Scotland. They do not speak for me, a Scottish person. They may have Scotland in their name, but they've got Scotland in their name only. Scotland will fight. We've had protests in Edinburgh. We've had protests in Stirling. We've had protests in Glasgow. They're going to continue, and they're going to get louder, and they're going to get bigger. And thank you especially to all the women who see the farce that this TERF movement has put forward and can see that trans people aren't a threat to you. We are here. We've got your back. Thank you for having ours. These kind of issues affect everyone, not just the trans community. And when it affects one of us, it affects all of us. And we will be there for you. Thank you very, very much for being there for the trans community. We appreciate you deeply. Thank you guys so much for taking time out just to watch this video. I hope it helped in some way. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, guys. Stay strong. It's not over yet.